Please accept my humble obeisance. And actually, I'm not supposed to sit here because of Prabhu's order. I'm following. He's a senior devotee. I have to follow their order. Our guest Maklamata and His Grace Maitraji Prabhu. And they ordered me to speak on Srimad Bhagavad Gita, 7th chapter, first sloka. So if you have your mobile, you can put it on Bhagavad Gita, 7th chapter, first sloka. 7.1 Bhagavad Gita. Let's do a Mangala Sadhana, quick Mangala Sadhana, Mangala Sadhana. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Gyananjana Chalakaya Chakshur Urmilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manu Adhistam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Sayam Rupa Kadamyaham Dadati Shapadantikam Bande Aham Sri Gurun Sri Jutha Pada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnav Angsha Sri Rupa Sagrajatam Shahagana Raghunatha Nitam Tam Sajivam Sadaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Shagana Lalita Sri Vishakha Nitancha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Prasarini Nirvishesa Srinyavadi Pachaitade Satadini Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
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 Om Namo Bhagavate
Namaskaraaya Krishna Prashnaya Srimati Jayapataka Swami Chinamine Masai Japaraya Nitai Kripa Pradani Guru Bhattanga Nagar Bhagamatari Harihi Om Tat Sat. So, we'll discuss on Bhagavad Gita, 7th chapter, first sloka. So, in this point, I must say that Bhagavad Gita has 18 chapters. As you know, there are how many chapters?
18 chapters.
And it is systematically divided into 3 parts. 1 to 6, 7 to 12, 13 to 18. Right? How many parts? 3. 1 to 6, first part. Then 7 to 12, second part. Then 13 to 18, last part. And it is something like a sandwich. 2 bread in between, jam butter. And you know which out of these 3 pieces, bread, jam butter, or cheese and all, then again 1 bread. Which thing is precious? Bread or the butter, jam and the cheese part? The middle part. So is the case. Bhagavad Gita also, very technically, systematically, intelligently, so to say cleverly, Krishna put the sandwich, make a sandwich, and from 7 to 13, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, these 6 chapters is the cream of Bhagavad Gita. As you know, all 18 chapters are said to be some yoga. Vishada yoga, Sankhya yoga, Karma yoga. It is a different yoga. What is the meaning of yoga? Yoga means to connect, to add. Add to whom? to the Supreme Personality, add to the God. A question may go to your mind, what is the use of this adding? That is the meaning of actually religion. Religion is a Latin word. The original word is legio. Re-legio. Re means again. Legio means to connect. Juga. And it is not simply yoga, it is reconnection. That is the meaning of what? Religion. So religion is to made for reconnection. So it is very clear. Reconnection means previously there is connection, in between there is disconnection, so we have to reconnect, right? So this whole Bhagavad Gita gives us a chance to connect with the Supreme Personality, with God, with whom we were already connected. Because of some reason there is disconnection, and again you are to reconnect. The second question is, what harm if we get disconnected forever? Problem is, as you know, we are in a distressed situation, unhappy situation because of disconnection. If you reconnect, you'll be happy. Very simple logic is there. For example, there is a microphone. So you are giving classes. Everything going on very nicely. Because of some reason, it gets disconnected. Will it give us pleasure? No. What is our duty? We have to charge out the cable and connect it. As soon as get connected, yes, again it's pleasure. Electrical connection at night, disconnected, it is pleasure. Get connected, pleasure. So is the case. So from 7 to 12, these 6 chapters is called cream of Bhagavad Gita. So if you divide into the 3 parts, the first 6 chapters, this simply give you the idea how to reconnect with Supreme Personality God with the help of karma activities. And that is why these 6 chapters in short called Karma Yoga. What is called? Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga means path of action. And the next 6 chapters, from 7 to 12, they are called Bhakti Yoga, path of devotion. And the last part, 13 to 18, they are called path of knowledge. Path of knowledge. So, let me speak that Karma Yoga, Krishna already detailed discussed. There are 3 types of karmas. What are they? Karma, Vikarma, and Akarma. Right? I will not go detail of the knowledge part. That will be coming from 13 only. So just recapitulate within a minute what Karma Yoga actually says. Krishna says that if you do whatever is there in the scriptures, your action is according to the scriptures, according to the rules and regulations if you are following, then it is said to be doing pious activities. This is called Sha Karma. That means activity according to the rules and regulations, according to the scriptures. So you do or not, it's your business. If you do, people call you to be pious. If you do not do, if you do opposite to that, that is called Vikarma. Vikarma. What is there in the scriptures, you are following, you become pious. You are not following, you become sinful. And those activities are put in a category called Vikarma. B for, in Sanskrit, B for Viprit. Viprit for opposite. What is there in the scripture, you are doing Sakarma. What is there in the scripture, you are not doing, you are doing opposite. It is called what? Vikarma. Okay. So every action has an equal and opposite reaction, you know. Newton's third law. And there is another thing, that if you do anything, you have a result. As you sow, so you reap. As you sow, so you reap. If you put a seed in the ground, if the seed is okay, ground is okay, what do you expect? After some day, sprout out. Similarly, you are doing action, pious activity, you get a result. And what is that result? Anybody know? If you do sakarma, pious activity, what result you are expecting? Punya. Very good. Punya. What is punya? Punya means you will get happiness, pleasure, comfort, more pleasure, more comfort, more cozy situation. Here in the earth, there are 14 planets, 14 lokas, and we are in between. There are 7 lokas below, they are called Tal. There are 7 planets above us, they are called lokas. If you go higher lokas, you get more and more and more and more pleasures. So doing your pious activities, you will be elevated to different higher planets. Okay? We often call, no, this man is very pious, after that he will be going to what? Heaven. And if you do the viprit karmas, sinful activities, you also get a result. And what is the result? Papa. Yes, very good. Papa. What is Papa? What is the result of Papa? For Papa, you will be pushed down to the lower planets. And they are called Tal. Sutala, Tal, Vitala, Rasatala, Patal, Talatal, in this way. Tal means below planets. And they are what you are supposed to get? Pleasure? No. Happiness? No. Displeasure. Unhappy. Okay, discomfort. Not cozy at all. This is the result of what? Papa. What is the result of? Suffering. You will get suffering there, enjoyment in the ego. So there is, Krishna finally says that what is the benefit if my pleasure is not permanent, if my suffering also not permanent, what I am expecting? I am expecting permanent pleasure, permanent happiness, permanent peace. And on the top, I would like to be situated in a blissful situation. That is in Sanskrit called Ananda. What is called? Ananda. So Ananda is not happy. It is not peace. It is above. Anandamoyi means you are in blissful situation. And for that, your pious activities will not help. Sinful, no question. Then what you have to do? You have to do some activities for the pleasure of God. Without any material expectation. Very important. You have to do some activities for the pleasure of whom? You. No. For others? No. For the pleasure of God. First condition. And the second condition, there should not be any amount, little tint of material expectation. For example, say, today is Friday, no? So you are coming here, keeping aside your busy schedules. Why? For the pleasure of Krishna. Many times we think that we are coming from our own pleasure. You yourself is also little Krishna, because in your heart who is there? Paramatma is there. So many times we come, for the first time neophytes come, yes, I am going to ISKCON Temple because I am getting little pleasure. It is because Krishna inside you is getting pleasure, that is why you are getting pleasure. Right? Okay. So coming to the temple without any material expectation is a type of activity where there is no result. There is no result. The only result is that this karma is often called akarma, and in your passbook, account book, there is a third page which is not pious activity, which is not sinful activity. There is a third page open for you, and there something is written, and that is called Sukriti. That is called what?
Sukriti.
Not pap, not punya, something else called sukriti. Now there's another point here. What is sukriti? Pap and punya, okay, due to doing some sinful activities, due to doing some pious activity, you either have to enjoy or have to suffer. But doing akarma, you neither have to enjoy nor have to suffer, but you get a blissful situation. You get a permanent happiness, permanent peace, and that is called blissful situation. And Krishna said that in the Karma Yuga, first 6 chapters, if you do sakarma, you get a result. If you give vikarma, you will get a result. Try to do akarma. And if you do akarma, you are just knocking the door of bhakti yoga. I am coming, please open the door. And the door is open means you are going to take the first step in bhakti yoga. Am I clear to you? So next Krishna from the 7th chapter said, what is, because in Kali Yuga we don't have time, you see. In Gothenburg, so many people are busy, that's why not coming here. So in busy schedule, we need a shortcut. We are always expecting a shortcut. And Krishna said, I'm giving a shortcut here now, listen to me. From 7 to 12th chapter, Krishna is giving a shortcut connection method. And that is known as Bhakti Yoga. That is known as what?
Bhakti Yoga.
Bhakti Yoga. So let us start with now that 7th chapter. Please repeat with me. Shri Bhagavan Uvasha
Shri Bhagavan Uvacha
Moi Ashakta Manaha Partho. Am I going first? Moi
Moi
Ashakta
Ashakta
Manaha Partho
Manaha Parto
Yogam
Yogam
Jujjan
Yujam
Mad Asrayaha
Mat Ashraya
Asangsayam
Asansayam
Shamagram
Shamagram
Mam
Mam
Yatha
Yatha
Jashyasi
Yasyasi
Tatsrunu.
Takshrunu.
Okay, so translation. Sri Bhagavan Uvasa. Bhagavan says, what he says? Moi
Moi
to me.
to me
Ashakta Manaha.
Ashaktamanaha
Mind attached.
mind attached
Partho.
Partha
Son of Pritha.
son of Prita
Yogam.
Yogam
Self-realization.
self-realization
Jujjan.
Yujam
Practicing.
practicing
Mad Asrayaha.
Mat Ashraya
In consciousness of me.
in consciousness of me
Asangsayam.
Asamsayam
Without doubt.
without doubt
Shamagram.
Shamagram
Completely.
completely
Mam.
Mam
Me.
me
Yatha.
Yatha
How.
how
Jashyasi.
Yasyasi
You can know.
you can know
Tat.
that
That.
that
Shrunu.
Shrunu
Try to hear.
try to hear.
So, here Prabhupada say, please give me that translation part is somewhere. Can I read a translation? Yeah. So, translation by Srila Prabhupada. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, now hear, O son of Pritha, how by practicing yoga in full consciousness of me, with mind attached to me, you can know me in full, free from doubt. Right? Free from doubt. So then we'll see that now, instead of going to the purport, so that without the purport is quite long. First to discuss. First to read the purport. Okay. So I'll discuss now this translation part of Prabhupada. So we'll go by word, sentence by sentence if possible. So here first of all it is said that Sri Bhagavan Uvas. What is the meaning of this? You have crossed Sri Bhagavan Uvas so many times. Because in whole Bhagavad Gita, there are how many shlokas? 700. And it is called Bhagavad Gita. Gita means song. Song of whom? Bhagavan. What is the meaning of this? It is a divine song of Godhead. But you see, out of these 700 shlokas, 574 are by Krishna. Sri Bhagavan Vasya. And about 84 by Arjuna. How many? 84 by Arjuna. And 41 by Sanjay. Who? Sanjay. Only one sloka by whom? Dhritarashtra. So it comprised 700. And needless to speak that out of 700, if 574 by Krishna himself, it is Krishna's book only. Right? And in between Arjun asks, Arjun never say anything, he asks only. He has got many queries. The queries cannot be a explanation, 574 explanation by whom? God. 84 queries by whom?
Arjun.
And sometimes Arjun's realization. Arjun Vasa Mat Karma Kripnasa Param Param Brahma Param Bhavam Param. So this means he realized what Krishna is. Sometimes he realized, sometimes he put questions. And 574 by Krishna himself. So that is why we say Bhagavad Gita is the song of Bhagavan. Song of God. And now I come to Sri, the word Sri. What is the meaning of Sri? Sri Bhagavan Vasa. Sri. Sri means spiritual energy. What is the meaning of Sri? Spiritual energy. For example, in India at least, when we are living, in front of our name, we put Sri. You are Indian? What is it? You are from India. May I know your good name?
Vinila.
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 Sri?
Vinila.
Vinila?
Yeah.
And you have a subtitle also? Okay, Sri Vinila. Am I wrong? Sri Vinila. Sri is there means spiritual energy there with you. When your spiritual energy gone off, you cannot use the word Sri. And we put that L-A-T-E, let. Sri is not there. Your name may be there, that when something is going off of you, spiritual energy is out of you, in India we do not write the word Sri. We cut the word Sri as soon as something is gone off, and we put the letter L-A-T-E, let. So Sri means spiritual energy. Sri Bhagavan Vasa. So Sri is clear. Then Sri is where there is some spiritual energy. Bhagavan. What is Bhaga? Bhaga means opulences. In India, in Hindi, in Sanskrit, there are many words with one. Rupavan, Gunavan, Dhanavan, Bhagyavan. Isn't it?
Yeah.
The Indians can understand. Ban word is used in Sanskrit so many times. Ban means one who possesses. Bhagavan means one who possesses Bhaga. Rupavan means one who possesses Rupa. What is Rupa? Means beauty. Dhanavan means one who possesses Dhana. Dhana means wealth. Bhagavan means one who possesses Bhagya. Bhagya means love. Isn't it? So now Krishna is not Rupavan, he is not Dhanavan, he is not Bhagavan, but he is what? Bhagavan. What is Bhagavan? Bhaga means opulences. One who possesses all opulences. He is having wealth, he is having fame, he is having strength, he is having knowledge, he is having beauty, and finally, he is renounced. That is the full meaning of Bhagavan. If you can find anyone with these 6 opulences, the strength, fame, wealth, knowledge, and the 5th is beauty, in full amount, in perfect form, and finally, if this entity is renounced, then you can call him or her to be Bhagavan. Try to find out someone in this material world. Can you find someone? It's very beautiful, extremely beautiful. From the day 0 to day last day. You see someone is very beautiful in his middle age. The time passing on, you become know the declination. Beauty going off and off, and handsomeness going off and off. Wealth also, someone become very wealth in some part of his life, but sometimes he become poor. Strength also you see. Some people become very strong, but as the days pass, he become weak. Fame also. Somebody become very famous, become the prime minister, become the president, but someday he become an ordinary man. So you see, it's very difficult to get a person. Even if this one of these opulences, if someone, for some very short time, with a little large amount, he become famous. The celebrities you see, they become famous because of their some little beauty or maybe little wealth is not it. But if you think an entity having all this thing, full amount, infinite amount, unlimited amount, then he must be very famous, and that is why God is very famous. And on the top, if any of us having this thing like beauty, very beautiful, very handsome, he becomes a little egoist. If you have so many wealth, you do not like to give out the wealth to someone else and you become poor. That means after even having one of these opulences in little large amount, we do not like to spare someone. That means we are not renounced. But Krishna, God, after having all these 5 opulences in infinite amount, he is totally detached to that. That is his 6 opulences, and that is called renunciation. He is totally renounced. He simply like to play the flute. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Enough. Often Krishna is called Ichha Shakti. He wants only desire and enough. He does not like to act. If you want to act, he expands to Balaram. That is Krishna. That is Bhagavan. So, here we have seen that actually this is Parasar Muni, the father of Vyasdev. He gives the definition of Bhagavan like this. Then, we have seen that in Bhagavad Gita there is another word we often use, asama uddha. Asama, without being equal, and uddha. There is no one equal to him, no one above him. That is the meaning of Bhagavan. That nobody is equal to him or is above him in any kind of opulence. You think of any kind of opulence you think of, and you see nobody is above him, nobody is even equal to him. So, in Bhagavad Gita, we have seen that Krishna is teaching Arjuna now, from 7th chapter onward, Bhakti Yoga. Yoga means by which one can connect to God. That is one meaning. And second meaning is linking. Linking means there are many ways, many types of yoga for linking with the God or absolute truth. Actually, absolute truth is realized, here one word is here, self-realization yoga, in 3 ways. Please listen carefully. Absolute truth, you can call him God, Supreme Personality, is realized in 3 phases. The first phase is called impersonal Brahman realization. What is called? Impersonal Brahman realization. And the second phase of realization is localized Paramatma realization. What is the second phase? Localized Paramatma realization. And the third and the highest stage of realization is personal Bhagavan realization. What? Personal Bhagavan realization. Krishna is person. That means if you go through the pages of the Gita, shlokas of Gita, someday you will realize that, yes, I am feeling that there is someone who is above me, who is not equal to me. Good. That is the basic realization we should have. And that is there. At that stage we may not know what is his form, where is he, but at least we are in a position to realize that yes, there is some entity who is above me, who is not equal to me. And that stage of realization is called Brahman realization, often called impersonal. And the second, when you go more, repeatedly go through, or you take help of some senior devotees to go through, or you take help of some pure devotees, discuss about Gita, you will realize that, oh, this is now, whom I think to be above me, who is not equal to me, is localized in my heart. Get me? He is above me, he is not equal to me, and nowhere other than in my heart. And that is called Paramatma realization. Little higher. Then after that, if you go more and more into it, someday you will realize that, oh, whom I consider to be above me, who is not equal to me, he is by the side of me. As my friend. Look at, he is the side of us. As our friend, philosopher, guide, and a best well-wisher. And that is in Bhagavad Gita 5th chapter 28, it is said, Bhuktaram Jaggatavisam Sadbalukam Aishwaram Suhridam Sadbabutaram Gyatam Mang Santim Rishyati. This is often called in Bhagavad Gita the peace formula. What formula? Peace formula. Santim Rishyati. Out of all 700 shlokas, there is a single shloka giving you the peace formula. It says that if you be able to realize Krishna to be your friend, Surhit, well-wisher, and he is always with you during thick and thin. When you were not here, he is with you. He was with you. You are now here, he is with you. He will not be here someday, but he will be with you. So that is his position, and that is known as Suhita. So in Bhakti Yuga, Krishna is teaching us to go to that level. If we do bhakti, what is bhakti? I will come to it later. If we do bhakti, we can directly come to that stage of Bhagavan realization. Now what is bhakti? Bhakti in our, like Gauriya Vaishnava says that it is not bhakti, it is devotional service. Devotional service. We do not use the word simply devotion, we use what? Devotional service. And more precisely, it is what? Premamai Bhakti Yukta Seva. It is a devotional service for the pleasure of Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is in very short I can say what bhakti is. And if you do that, you will get the third stage of realization. Yes, here is Krishna with me as Suhit, as the well-wisher of me, and he will be with me during thick and thin. So that is the main purpose of practicing Bhakti Yoga, devotional services. In Srimad Bhagavatam, absolute truth is realized by different person according to different angle of visions. In Srimad Bhagavatam it is said, the God is realized by different persons according to their angle of vision. The last class, maybe day after tomorrow, or yesterday, we have a question. How many people are sitting here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And all of we are human beings. But in Bhagavad Gita it is said that how many types of human species are there? 4 lakhs. Out of 84 lakhs of Zunis, 4 lakhs are human. Then generally, the material people ask a question. How can you distinguish between the human being into 4 lakhs of castes? At best you can say 2, men and women. Or you can more segregate it to rich people, poor people. Or you can segregate more to beautiful, ugly. How can you make this 4 lakhs of Jews? Can you show? But this is super science. It says yes. It is according to what in Bhagavad Gita say that according to the angle of vision. Angle of vision. How must realize you are? What is the level of consciousness you are? In what consciousness level you are? I'm telling you a very simple example. Few days before, I was in Switzerland. Internet. So my daughter and son said, this is the mountain where we are supposed to go. What is this? They said the name of the peak, mountain peak. And when I look at the mountain, I'm seeing the color is greenish blue. Okay? Then I take cable car, go up, move in, then breathe, then finally. Then as soon as I'm going up and up and up, I have seen the color changes. Which I assume to be blue light, now it becomes green. And as soon as I get into that, I have seen the variegateness, the trees, I have seen the animals, everything in details. Similarly, according to your level of realization consciousness, we are divided into 4 lakhs of human beings. Am I make sense to you? You understand? So I'm not telling that out of all these 15 are in different level of consciousness. Maybe by the grace of Gaurita, we are in the same level of consciousness. At least we can relish Bhagavad Gita together. Maybe we are in the same level. We are in the same boat, brother. So anyway, in Bhagavad Gita, in the first chapter, first canto, second chapter, 11th sloka, it is said, Badanti tat, please, Badanti tat, Tatta viddaha, Tattam yad, Jnanam advayam. It is said that the object is one. But according to the level of understanding and realizations are different. Who say? Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam says that Badanti tat viddaha tattam yad jnanam advaita. The object is the same. Krishna is Krishna only. The goal is goal only. The mountain is mountain only. According to our angle of vision, according to our level of understanding, the realization are different. So, therefore, out of all different types of the connecting systems, it is said that there are mainly 3 systems. One is called Jnana Yuga, Hatha Yuga, and Bhakti Yuga. What there? Jnana Yuga is Jnana Yuga, path of knowledge, Hatha Yuga, and Bhakti Yuga. And Krishna finally says that this Bhakti Yuga is topmost. And that you have already crossed in your 6th chapter. Because we are in the 7th chapter now. Finally, in the 6th chapter, 47 verses, maybe you have read in the last class. It is said, Juginam api shadvasam madgatena antaratmana Sraddhavana bhajante yumam same yukta tamum mata. That we have discussed in the last class, maybe. 647. Juginam api shadvasam. He said, Jugi, who is always thinking of Krishna, me, with love and faith, is the first class yogi. If you can remember, those who attend the last class, I don't know who took the last class, It is said that yogi, when one is practicing yoga and who is always thinking of Krishna with two things, faith and love. It is not that we are thinking like Kanks. But it's Krishna, I must kill him. With love. What is Krishna? How can I give him a service? Tatram puspam phalam toyam yomevadda prayasati tadam bhukta paraitam astami prajatmana. How can I give a flower to Krishna? This is the mood of the pure devotee. Yesterday we went to a place. My wife is a little sick and she said, should I go? I said, you should. I said, I will be able to. Then anyway, two senior devotees called when Mataji accompanied me. Rara took me. So it's many times apparently look like going for enjoyment. But I have seen after going there, they're plucking from the tree, the berries, they're cutting from the tree flowers. What you are doing? No. Tomorrow I have to decorate my Krishna. See, there should be the mood. They are thinking of Krishna with what? Love and full faith. That is love. And according to Bhagavad Gita, they are the first class yogi. So this is all about this portion of my shloka today. Moi asakta nanai. Jugam jatcha mad astaya. I'm coming to now next portion. Moi asakta manaha Krishna. Say, Moi asakta manaha partha. What is the meaning of these four words? Means, what is Bhakti Yoga? Is Krishna consciousness yoga. What is Bhakti Yoga? It is Srila Prabhupada, he said in Stockholm only near to you. In 10th of September 1973, while discussing about this, I did a few days back, that what is Bhakti Yoga is Krishna consciousness yoga. What is the meaning of this? To increase the attachment for Krishna. If you practice Bhakti Yoga, it will increase your attachment for Krishna. If you do a karma, it will attach to that karma. If I am playing violin, I'll attach to it, I become a good violinist. If I play accordion, with full faith and love, I become an accordionist. I'm good in that. But if you practice Bhakti Yoga, you attach you more to God, more to God, more to Krishna. The question goes to what is attachment? Attachment is not necessary to teach you because we are all attached. How much we are attached to our family, how much attached to our service, profession, how much attached to our country, how much attached to our home, our house, that we know. So attachment, that concept is already with us. So attachment is natural. It is not necessary to teach by Krishna what attachment is. We are very expert in attachment. Even we do not like to leave the seat if it is very comfortable. If someone say, please Prabhu, leave the seat for me, I have to leave for you. Please wait. I'm so in comfort zone. Please come some later. Attachment. I'm so attached. I live here at home, I can find out that my spag is there. I'll come with Mataji's car. Mataji, I leave my spag here. Attached. Attached. If you say, Prabhu, please put out your watch and give to me, I'm so attached, how can I give you? Tomorrow. Attached. So attachment is very natural. Only thing is, we have to convert it for attachment to God. So practicing this attachment to Krishna, Krishna says, you have to take Mad Asrayam. If you want to attach with Krishna, you have to take shelter through me. Mad Asrayam. In this shloka, he used this word, mad ashrayam, jujjanumat ashrayam, practicing how to take shelter to me. Mad ashrayam. So you can take shelter in two ways to Krishna, mind it. Just listen carefully, this is very important. Directly you can take shelter to Krishna. You can take shelter to Krishna directly. You go there and take a seat there somewhere and sit. In precary. Okay. I say, try to attach with Krishna. So you can take your seat from there to there and sit there. This is meaningless, you know. This is first way. This is very difficult to take directly shelter to Krishna. Can you make an application for shelter to Krishna? This is I am applying for first initiation Krishna. Please take my application and grant it. Can you give it? Next to me, very difficult. Unless you are very first class devotee like Nitya Mukta, like the Prabhupada. You can give a letter directly to Krishna and sanction it directly from him. Can you, Prabhu? Difficult. So second is, you have to take shelter of a person who has taken shelter of Krishna. If I want to take some opportunity from him, if I am clever, if I am intelligent, I take shelter to her. Because she knows details of him. If I go to him, he is sleeping, I am going to talk with him, odd man, so odd time, I come out, next day I am taking some sweets, a packet of sweets for him, and Mataji asks for whom he is carrying. For Prabhu, I have to ask it. No, Prabhu has got diabetes, why you are bringing all this nonsense? Oh, second failure. It's nothing. But I don't know about him, no, I want to take shelter of him, I want to take some advantage from him. Okay, difficult. The next day I just go in the car early in the morning, like 3 o'clock, and say, for why you are coming? So not to meet Prabhu. No, this is off time. He generally get up at 10 o'clock only. Oh, another failure. Right? Another failure. So Krishna said that if you are intelligent, you should take shelter. You should take shelter of a person who knows him. Go ask Mataji, I'd like to know about Prabhu. Can you give some tidbits? Oh, he's a diabetes patient, so he like this switch, or he do not like this. He like this, like to meet people this time. So if I do accordingly, I will be able to meet him. Good. So that is known as parampara. That is known as disciplic succession. We have to follow that. Instead of trying to meet Krishna directly, which is although correct but difficult, we have to take shelter of a person who already takes shelter of Krishna. And that is known as devotee. That is known as devotee. In Bhagavad Gita, in the 4th chapter, 1st sloka, Sri Bhagavan Uvasa Imam Vivaswati Yogam Pruttavanam Aham Advayam Vivaswane Man Vipraha Manaha Ikkakau Abrabit Evam Parampara Praptam Emam Rajarsaya Vidu Sakalana Yah Mahata Yoganasta Parantapaha. These two slokas are very important to realize how important for us to follow disciplic succession. If you have Bhagavad Gita at home, if you go through the pages, in the introduction, there is a list. If you have Bhagavad Gita introduction part, you go to the last portion of introduction, there is a list. List of the paramparas. You see this page. Disciplic succession. Can you see? And here it started with Krishna. I want to meet the first person. And Krishna said, no, follow this. And we have to go through Krishna, then Brahma, Narada, Vyasa, in this way finally, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in between, then finally Prabhupada. And after Prabhupada there's so many. Get me? So, if you are intelligent, you have to apply through proper channel. You have to apply through proper channel. In the last class also I have seen that you can get electricity directly from the powerhouse. I want to put this laptop on. I know that electricity is available in the powerhouse. Should I carry it to the powerhouse and tell the people, please connect it? I'd like to get some information. I will tell them. I know that electricity is already given through lines to this point and then plugging. I'm getting that. Of course, there should be connection to the powerhouse. This is parampara. And Srila Prabhupada mentioned this in Stockholm on the 10th of September 1973. After that, I'm coming to the last portion. Astrayam Shamagram Ma. Krishna is speaking here personally. As you can understand, please try to hear from me. Tat Srunu is hear from me. That is, if one accepts Bhagavad Gita as it is, one understands what is God. Without any doubt, asamshayam, and in completeness, samagram. If you want to know God, if you want to know God without any doubt, and if you want to know God completely, Srila Prabhupada said, you accept this is God only, as it is. But otherwise, with our present position, with our 4 defects, it is simply impossible to understand Krishna. Why this book is given to us? It is not because Krishna is very tough to understand. It is because our position is very weak. We have 4 defects. Anybody knows about the 4 defects? Yeah. We commit mistakes. Is not it? And we are illusions. Our senses are imperfect, and we have a tendency to sin. Because of 4 defects, it is very difficult to realize Krishna. The question is, what is the use of going through this Bhakti Yoga? I am telling you, the honey is sweet, but you are his only patient. In the last class also I am saying, you take honey and taste it and you found it bitter. Right? Is this a defect of the honey? It is not me who is going to taste the honey with imperfect condition. Is not it? Many times people ask me, who is God? There is no God. In Indian people we call them to be Nastic. You know, Indians, you heard the word Nastic. In English it is called atheist. One very senior devotee, he said that the word Nastic itself is a meaning that he also knows God. Sometimes the Nastic say, we do not believe God. Right? Then we must say, okay, you do not believe someone, but about him you know, that is why you do not believe. Am I making sense to you all? If I say, I do not believe sugar, that means you must have a concept of sugar. You believe or not is there, your business, but sugar is there that you believe. Understand? Is not it, bro? So in India we often call the Nastic people. Actually the word Nastic is a Sanskrit word. What is the opposite of Nastic? Sastic. Sastic. The word Sastic also comes from an origin root called Astitva. Astitva means existence. One who believes in the existence, he is called to be Sastic. One who do not believe in the existence, he is called Nastic, atheist. So how funny it is you say? If I say, I do not try to accept Mekhala Mataji, that means I know about Mekhala Mataji and I do not like to accept. That's a different business. You like or unlike is yours business, but you know, we see. I do not like to accept Ravi Prabhu. Means I know about Ravi Prabhu. Ravi Prabhu is such a good engineer, such a handsome man, and knowing all these things, I am so much of jealous of him that I do not like. Simple. I do not like Krishna. Why? Because he is so good in cooking, and everything I know I do not like. I do not like. I do not like to accept. I know about it. True. So minding all atheists know God. Am I wrong, Prabhu? Am I wrong, Prabhu? Because you are jealous. Simple, you are jealous. You do not like means you are jealous. Unfortunately, you do not like to say yourself jealous. That is the meaning. So, we are illusioned. We try to sit, we have a sitting propensity. We often work with our imperfect senses, and we often make mistake, and that is why it is very difficult for us to go, to know about him. But, if we receive this perfect knowledge from the perfect person, supreme person, then there is no problem. If we practice Bhakti Yoga by keeping Krishna at the center of all our activities, that is ISKCON's formula, keeping Krishna at the center of all our activities. ISKCON's motto. And there is a second motto. What is that? Always remember Krishna, never. This is a very simple technique. We have to keep Krishna at the center of all our activities. Yat karosi, yat asnusi, yat juhusi, dadasi, yat tapasisi kunteya tat karos mat arpanam. Krishna said, do everything. Whatever you want to do, whatever you want to eat, whatever you want to try to do, but keep me at the center of all your activities. First technique. The second technique is always remember Krishna, never to forget him. How to remember Krishna? Is it like this? Krishna, 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 Krishna. It is the first man, Krishna, who knock you off. Is this the way to think about Krishna? Just see. For example, if I say I love Mataji Prabhu, I love you, I love you, I love you. You are why I don't like. So much of love I don't want. Instead, if I do, I just keep a good flower. Prabhuji, I like you. Oh, so nice. So if you like Krishna, if you like to think about Krishna, it is not like Krishna I like you, Krishna I like you. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, 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 so busy. 24 hours into 7. 24 into 7, Hare Krishna, Ram, Ram, Ram. Yourself is not getting the taste. Krishna is not at all happy with you. Instead, you have to do devotional service. Get me? That is Bhakti Yoga. What is Bhakti Yoga? That is why in the Stockholm Prabhupada said that Bhakti Yoga is to increase the attachment for Krishna with devotional service. A second question may go to your mind. Which service Krishna liked the most? Today Mataji do puja. I am playing, Prabhuji is playing Mridanga. You are standing and joining in that arti. Can anybody tell me who is doing perfect?
Everybody.
Yeah?
Everybody.
Yeah. Maybe nobody. Or maybe everybody. Or maybe somebody. But it is not see that putting her position very next to Krishna and doing so-called, formalities. She is the highest, devotee in this room. She is of course highest, it is different thing. I am telling, but it is not like that. Krishna says that if you are doing your activity with love and faith, you are in a platform, very next to Krishna. If everybody is doing as he says that everybody, yes, everybody then everybody. So we have to practice Bhakti Yoga. How? By keeping in mind two things. One is to keep Krishna at the center of all activities. Always remember Krishna, never to forget him. And that is known as dovetailing. For example, most of you have some profession. Everybody has got profession. Some profession you have. If you are a household person also, you have, that is also profession for you. You have to dovetail your activity. For example, if I cook, cooking may be a profession for me, but I should cook in such a way, I should remember, Radharani, please give me sufficient intelligence so that I can cook. And some, at least, devotee will come and accept my recipe. Get me? I'm giving this, I'm trying to give some discussion on this topic. So, I must pray God, please, Krishna, give me sufficient intelligence so that I can speak the right word in the right spirit to the people. Those who are listening should at least think that I am doing some service. Please, Krishna, give me sufficient intelligence, strength, so that I can hear all your words perfectly. So with every service, you can place Krishna and it becomes Bhakti Yoga. In Seto Sattar Upanishad, it is said that in 6th chapter 23 verse, Yasya Devo Para Bhakti, Yasya Devo
Para Bhakti,
Yatha Devo,
Yatha Devo,
Tatha Guru.
Tatha Guru.
With that I'll finish. That is said, that only unto those great souls who have implicit faith in both Lord and Guru. Yasya Devu Para Bhakti Yatha Devu Tatha Guru. That means if you have an implicit faith for both Lord and Guru, then automatically these pages reveal to you. If I try to understand these pages with all so-called my material intelligence, I am a scholar in Sanskrit, I know English so much so. Now, try to understand what is written here. These are various stories regarding consciousness. Oh, they are various stories regarding consciousness, you understand. Here is Bhagavad Gita, the example of the sun, and the sunshine is given. Oh, there is sun, coming out is sunshine. I'm trying to understand this with all my intelligence. Krishna, Yugamaya, Mahamaya, they are very intelligent, they conceal everything from you. That's why he said, Jaksha Devo Para Bhaktir, Jatha Devu, Tatha Guru. You have to take shelter, you have to firm faith in Krishna as well as the gurus, the senior devotees. I'm not telling senior by age. I'm telling who have seen this path for so many days. He may be a help to you. She may be a help to you. And not only then, with the help of Guru, with the help of Shiksha Guru, with the help of Diksha Guru, with the help of the pure devotee, you'll be able to understand Krishna, the bhakti as it is. So with this, let me just stop here. And if I made any mistakes, please forgive me. And actually, as I am telling you in the beginning, that I got this opportunity only for Prabhu and Mataji, and you all, of course, with your blessings. So I hope that I just give some my feelings to you. And if you have any question or comment, yes, Prabhu.
Prabhu, thank you very much for your lecture. It was really nice.
Hare Krishna.
I have 2 questions, Prabhu.
Oh yeah?
Actually 3, but I can try to be short. So the first question is, you mentioned about sakarma and akarma.
Sakarma and
Akarma.
Yes.
So, Prabhu, can you please give like a few examples of how to differentiate between sakarma and akarma? For example, when I do some things, how do I know that I am doing a sakarma, or I know that it is akarma?
Okay, very nice. Very nice question. Very nice question. Thank you, Prabhu. So his question is, if I understand properly, that I am doing some activity. Now I have to distinguish what activity I am doing is sakarma. Vikarma to little far, at least I am pretty sure that I am not doing some vikarma.
Yeah.
Or it is akarma. Right?
Yes.
Am I
Yes.
sense to you?
Yeah.
Fine. So that is what is known as actually yoga. See, I am doing an activity. I do not know whether it is mentioned in scriptures or not. I am doing some activity. I do not know whether it is given in the scripture. For example, I am telling you, being an Indian, I may say that I am going to different demigods' temple. I have a habit of going. In which category it is? Activity of going temple is not bad. If the ISKCON people say you are going to Kali Mandir, you are going to Durga Mandir, you are going to somewhere, you are a bad man. What nonsense. So, first of all, in Gita there is a shloka, Kamasthoistoi hita jnana prapadante anya devata. Now question is, because you read Gita, that is why you know. That is why we have to take shelter of a devotee. And devotee must be in the disciplic succession. I cannot approach anybody and everybody for bhakti. For material intelligence, you can approach anybody. You want to know chemistry, you go to a chemistry person. You want to know physics, you go to a physics person. And you are very intelligent. You do not move to a doctor for some technical, some electrical, some engineering advice. There too you are intelligent. So, knowing, in order to know whether my activity is sakarma or akarma, I must ask him, who know about sakarma? Who know about akarma? So, in this class we have seen that sakarma means the karmas, activity, doing according to the scripture. For example, in the scripture it is given that get up early in the morning. Good. I am getting up early in the morning. Go to the bed early. Yes, I go to the bed early. Do not trouble others. I am not giving troubles to others. Right? Give some philanthropic activities. Yes, I am doing some philanthropic activities. Give donation to somebody. I give donation. Help the poor. I am helping the poor. There's nothing. Everything we are doing for pleasure of whom? Many them ourselves. I get pleasure to give some donation to somebody. I am getting pleasure myself. Because you are not giving money to all the organizations. I am giving money to those organizations with whom I have a mindset. So these are all everything I am doing for my satisfaction. And that in scriptures is known as kama. Atmanindriya priti ichha tare bole kam. Can you please repeat with me? Atma indriya priti ichha tare bole kam. Krishnandriya priti bansa dhare premuna. This is what no Sritami. Atmandriya priti ichha. That means I have a desire to fulfill my enjoyment of my senses. By senses I mean it's not the lower senses, I mean the upper senses, for example. My intelligence, my mind, my ego are satisfied by doing these activities, and it is also given in the scripture. But it is for the satisfaction of my senses. Then in SwedenISKCON it says that it is simply lust, LUST lust. And LUST lust, never LAST lust. Lust, never lust. So whatever activity I am doing, according to my whim, and as given it in the scriptures, I know that these are good activities I am doing. Yes, you are doing good activities. It is not, of course, vikarma. It is sakarma. But if the same activities you are doing for the pleasure of Krishna, that becomes what? Akarma. So akarma has got two things. One is, it should be for the pleasure of God. Second condition, there should not be any material expectation. Am I sense to you? Two conditions you must say. Whatever activity you do, it is for the pleasure of Krishna, and if there is no material expectation, you are doing akarma. On the way to this temple, I am plucking a means flower from someone's garden. Is it akarma? No. It is vikarma. Because you should not pluck it, this thing flower from someone's garden, someone's property, but thief. You'll be catched red-handed and you'll be under jail. But what intention you are plucking the tree is important. You're plucking the flower not to put on your lady love's head, but to put. Then it becomes for the pleasure of Krishna. And you do not have any material expectation over there. That I am giving this flower to Krishna, Prabhu, see, my service should be granted. That is halfway out. Pleasure for Krishna you are doing, but at the same time you have some material expectation. That is not akarma. Akarma will be 100% only if two conditions are satisfied. It must be for the pleasure of God. Second, there must be no material expectation. Am I sense to you?
Yes, bro. Very clear.
So sakarma means you can do anything and everything, and at least at the beginning you should do sakarma. That's good. Instead of doing vikarma. First of all, it is said that instead of in the mode of ignorance, better in the mode of patience. And after that we say that, you are so many days in the mode of patience, please come to the mode of goodness. And after that we say, you are so many days in the mode of goodness, why don't you come to the mode of pure goodness? And one day we say, please forget all this mode of nature, you become gunati, without any mode. And that is Krishna. That is Krishna. Actually, akarma, when a person is doing akarma, he is supposed to be not in the mode of ignorance, not in the mode of patience, not even in the mode of goodness, but in the mode of pure goodness. Hare Krishna. If anybody have any question?
I have one more question.
Yes.
Prabhu, there was a very good point in the lecture which was about how to convert the attachment to Krishna. So it is very common we have attachment to small things and big things. But can you please elaborate a little bit more, Prabhu, on this, that how to convert attachment to Krishna?
Okay. Another very nice question. Okay. So your point is, if I am not mistaken, that you want to know how our attachment can be converted for the attachment of Krishna.
Yes.
Okay. This is at least in the beginning you must accept that yes, I have attachment. Am I sense to you?
Yes.
Attachment, because during the discourse we have said that this attachment is not a new thing to learn, but it is there with everybody. Attachment is a natural thing. It is not to be injected from outside. Attachment. Now our thing is to convert this attachment for switching or transmigration. I am attached to my family. I am attached to my material things, belongings. Now I have to convert to Krishna. So you see, it is not a quantum jump. In physics we use a quantum jump. It's a discrete jump, like attachment to material, then attachment to Krishna. Can it be like this? No. It's a continuous process. How? For example, I have a very strong attachment for this bag. I got it from India, very costly. So I have an attachment with it. It is costly, the color is good, the box is good. So for a few days, I have material attachment. Then I am little intelligent, going through the books and the Gita, then all I must say, what nonsense I am doing. I should attach to Krishna. I should use for Krishna's purpose. I must keep it reserved for the pleasure of Krishna. Krishna will not use this spec. I should use it specs for some service of Krishna. So when your activities, what you are doing, or your attachment with, say, your family members and all, and this and that, how can you convert? For example, you like your children very much. It's a kind of attachment, material attachment. try to convert it to Krishna. How is that? You say, I like, because I have an attachment to the children, means I have a very liking to them. So what should I say? Oh, because I'm going to ISKCON Temple and there I get the real pleasure. So why not I bring my children here and at least spend some time with Krishna. Your attachment is there. With attachment you bring them. You are not bringing everybody and anybody's children, because you are attached to them, you at least bring your children with you. Allow to see them with you. Okay. First 2-3 days it will be difficult for them, and after that you see, they also start dancing with you. So our attachment, my attachment with my service is there. Because at the end of the day, I am waiting for my salary. Small attachment with Lakshmi. How can I attach to Krishna? Dovetailing. Every day I am thinking that, see, I am getting 4,000 Swedish kroner for my salary. So I should work more and more so that I get 5,000, and this 1,000 I must reserve for Krishna. My activity will remain as it is. I am doing overtime. Another body is doing overtime for his own pleasure. I am doing overtime for Krishna's service. So your attachment will be there. You try to somehow manage it to mold for Krishna's purpose. It is not that your whole activities are akarma. At least some part of your activities become a karma. Some remains as sakarma for some days. Vikarma too far away. You already kicked out vikarma. You never do that. So this sakarma also you can slowly switch over to others. And another thing is there. You get some like taste when akarma is there. How? Because sometimes you see, we are unhappy. Doing some activities we become happy. And doing some activity we become peaceful. Blissful, peaceful. When you feel that unhappy is far away, I was happy. Now happiness is something different. I feel peace, bliss. That means it is because of the result of karma. You get me? Yes. For example, you are coming to this temple. At least for a few hours, we are in this Brahma-bhuta. So are you not feeling peace? Is it simply happiness? No. You are happy, or on the top you are blissful. So because it is not because of sakarma, it is because of what? So this is a symptom. I must get a symptom. Coming to ISKCON Temple.BG Temple, something I am getting which is not happy, which is not simply pleasure, but it is peace and bliss. Means, must be because of sama karma. You are not doing anything apparently, but you are sitting and listening to Krishna. That is itself is a service. This is known as what? Shravan Seva. Apparently I am not doing anything, but I am doing what seva? Kirtan Seva. Krit means to speak. And you are listening, so Shravan Seva. So if this Seva is doing for the pleasure of Krishna, you must get some peace in heart. You must get some bliss in the situation. Am I clear, sense? Yes. Yeah, maybe time is running out.
Can I add something?
Yeah.
Can I add something? Hare Krishna. You say for renunciation, you mean to reduce attachment? That is more making...
No. He don't like to reduce his attachment. He like to convert his material attachment for the how to attach to attachment for Krishna.
That is what I want to say. But I am saying in a chronological way, not directly. How you slowly convert attachment to detachment. You cannot be directly detached because we are in Maya. And what is Maya? Maya is illusion. What is the biggest illusion in this world? The topmost illusion is the highest misconception that we are this body.
Yeah.
And regarding your daughter, the biggest misconception is you think she is a girl.
Yeah, she is mine.
She is mine.
She is mine.
She is her. You identify by her body. But that is the bottom, the biggest illusion, isn't it? What is the truth? Truth is that she is a soul. So what I wanted to say is that to bring about renunciation, to reduce attachment, we all have attachment, but to reduce that attachment and convert into detachment, Shastra says that we can cut down attachment immediately by the sword. We have to cut that attachment, and to cut attachment you need a sword, very sharp. You cut at one stroke that attachment. And what is the name of that sword? The sword is spiritual knowledge. When we have Samandha Gyan is the first Gyan of spiritual knowledge. Who is Lord? Who I am? Who is this nature? What is the relation between three of us? Lord, the nature and the living entity. So then we come to a real position through the knowledge, through this word. And this knowledge tells us we are not. First beginning step one is, that is why Krishna starts with Bhagavad Gita 2nd chapter. He repeatedly said we are not this body, and Prabhupada in all his books, he wrote so many times, we are not this body, not this body, not this body. So you know your daughter only from last 3 years. But before that, where was she? I did not know my children before that. So after they came to our life this time, few years back, isn't it? But because of illusion, we consider them on the basis of their body, not on the basis of soul.
Yes.
And in according, the spiritual knowledge, which is the most important part, Samandha Gyan, as I said, Samandha Gyan is very important, very, very important. Sambandha means relationship between Lord, the living entity, nature. So then we know, when we go through this knowledge, this helps in cutting down, reducing the attachment. So if we think our children as children, then we are attached. But as soon as we come to know they are soul and they are part and parcel of the Lord, they are also meant to serve the Lord, not me. My children are not meant to serve me. They are meant to face towards the Lord, not face towards me. Immediately, then we train them. In Bhagavatam it says that we should not give birth to children if we cannot make them devotee. Our first priority, parents' first priority is our first duty is to make our children, to make them devotee, to make them face towards the Lord, not towards us. So when you know that, with this realization, we take care. Not my children. They belong to the Lord. They belong to Lord. Therefore, Lord's service. They have come to my house. I should take care of them as Lord's servant, as not as my children or my servant. They belong to Him. Then attachment reduces.
Stop. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Mataji, also, for adding these few words. Vanchakalpa tarubhishya kripa sindhu